Hey designers, long time no see. I am back after my December break from making videos. It's a new year, 2019, and so I thought what better way to kick it off than doing what I usually do at the start of a new year and talk to you about my goals for the year ahead. I love a new year, I've talked about this before, but I love the fresh start that it brings. I think I just love the idea of a reset or a fresh start in general. Like every new month, I'm like, okay, what am I going to improve on from last month? Like what didn't I like about what I was doing and like how can I change it? Even every Monday, I actually like Mondays because it feels like a fresh start. Like new week, you can like forgive yourself for any bad habits or whatever that you slipped into the previous week and like try again. And so New Year is great. And I know people hate on New Year's resolutions, but I think it's a really good time of year to set goals and think about what you want your year to be like and what you want your life to be like. Before I get into like this year and the plans, just want to reflect a little bit on last year. You would have seen if you watched my 5 years on YouTube video that I do every October at my YouTube anniversary. And in that I talked about the fact that I did a lot of travel in 2018. There was just a lot of trips, work trips, conferences, a few trips just for fun as well. A lot of travel. And that meant that a lot of the projects that I wanted to work on, I didn't get to just because travel takes up a lot of your time. It's not just the time that you're on the trip or the time you're on the plane. There's also the preparing for it and the recovering once you're home from it. So yeah, going into 2019, I'm aware that I will have a lot of travel, perhaps not as much as 2018, but still quite a lot. And I'm like adjusting my expectations of what projects I can do accordingly, because overall I think I felt pretty disappointed in what I got done in 2018, which is ridiculous because I did a lot and it was a great year in general. And so yeah, if I don't set those expectations on myself, then I won't feel disappointed. Do you see my logic? So aside from that, aside from resetting my expectations on what I can achieve in a year for going to 2019. The other thing that I really want to correct and work on that was an issue for me in 2018 was overwhelm. I spent a lot of the year feeling overwhelmed because of travel, but also just because of the amount of stuff I take on and I don't know, I think I had a pretty haphazard approach to a lot of things in 2018, and that's definitely something I want to work on and just strive for a lot more balance. Early this year, I got to be in a session with Sean Blanc, who is the creator of the Focus course, which I've talked about and raved about before. I really loved it. It really gave me a lot of clarity and a lot of help in figuring out what I want my life to be like. Would highly recommend. But in this session that I was on, it was like a thing we got to do through work. He was talking about overwhelm and how usually it comes from either two things. It's either a lack of clarity, like you're not clear on what you're supposed to be focused on, so that makes you feel overwhelmed, or a lack of margin, where you just don't have the time or the resources or whatever. There's no space to do the thing that you need to do, and so that's why you feel overwhelmed. For me, I think lack of margin is the main reason for my overwhelm. And mostly that's my own fault. Work is overwhelming sometimes. I think that happens, especially working in tech, but a lot of the overwhelm I feel is just to do with my own personal stuff. It's all stuff that I've decided to do myself. No one else is making me do it, and I've taken it on myself. So just taking ownership of that and wanting to do some things to correct it and give myself some more margin in 2019. So to get to the point, what I'm trying to say is my overarching goal for 2019 is balance. I want to feel like I live a more balanced life. I know that there will be times that are stressful. I know that there will be times where I'm a bit overwhelmed, but I don't want that to be a constant state. And I feel like I'm overwhelmed more than I am not, if that makes sense. And that's just not healthy. There is a lot of projects and stuff I want to do, obviously, which I am going to get into in a second, but it feels really good to me to be setting balance as the main goal, because that means that I can't work on a project if it's at the expense of the balance goal, because that's the most important one. Am I explaining that right? My challenge is going to be finding a way to do all the stuff that I want to do in a way that doesn't overwhelm me and doesn't make me feel stressed on a regular basis. I just want to make sure that I am taking care of myself and enjoying life, I'm not just saying this, I have a plan for how I can hopefully achieve it. The first one, let's talk about the projects that I want to do. In order to fit things in a way that doesn't make me feel overwhelmed, I've decided to break my year up into quarters. We do this at work, and so it makes sense to do this in my side work as well, I think this is going to help bring me more focus, and it's also going to stop me feeling guilty that there's a project that I haven't started on yet. I've thought ahead, I've planned it out, and I know when I am going to start it, so I can forget about it until then, essentially. And in case you're interested, I thought I'd just read off my phone a quick list of the main things that I'm wanting to do in each quarter, where I've arranged them in this plan. So quarter one, Q1, January to March, is about getting this series out that I'm working on with Webflow. That should be coming in February, if not last week of January. I'm really excited about that. I know you're gonna love it. And also building up my video buffer. I felt like a lot of times in 2018, I was making a video the same week that I posted it. And it meant that I wasn't able to tackle a lot of the like bigger ideas that I had for videos just because of a lack of time and a lack of poor planning on my part. So yeah, wanting to try and get that buffer ahead and get that in place so that it'll like set me up in a place where I feel like I'm kind of on top of things with YouTube for the year. Oh yeah, also I have previously committed to working on a freelance project with my friend Ariel. I'm building the website for her readathon book, the Reading Rush is what it's called. And that's going to be really fun to work on because I'm not going to be doing so much coding in my job anymore. So that'll be a good thing to do on the side. So that'll be in Q1 and Q2, working on that, getting that finished. And also in Q1 and Q2, something else I've previously committed to is doing a conference talk. I'm going to be speaking at How Design in Chicago in May this year, which I'm very excited about. It's pretty, like, How is a great website, and I'm pretty sure they're going to put on a great conference. They reached out to me and wanted me to speak, so that's awesome. Could be planning that talk. It's a totally new one about working as an in-house designer. So yeah, Q2 is mostly those things. Also in Q2, I think that I'm going to take another month off making videos because I've just seen how much I was able to get done in December with doing that. I want to make a short course about how to make a killer portfolio that will get you hired. Just put all of my knowledge and like thoughts about portfolios into one place in like a structured teaching environment. So I think if I take a month off making videos that I can get that done. So we'll see. That's the plan for now. For Q3, this is something that I can't remember if I've talked about in a video yet or if it's just been to my patrons because I tend to just talk to my Patreon supporters about a bunch of stuff like, you know, in advance. And that is that I'm going to start writing a book. I won't get into too much detail about exactly what that's about yet, but it's about design, as you can expect. It's about living life as a designer. This is something I want to take my time with. I've never written a book before, obviously, and I want to start the writing process in Q3, which is June, I think, if I've done that right. This quarter also falls over the summer where I'm sure that I'm going to have like more travel planned. So yeah, just planning on having writing as the focus for that one. It can kind of be like a lighter quarter, which will help with my goal of overall balance for the year. Then for Q4, the last quarter of the year, I've just got planned some more writing. I was thinking about using National Novel Writing Month as a way to like do a sprint of writing. I watched Pat Flynn do this year. He was sharing every day his word count, what he got up to. People were guessing how many words he'd write each day. Just seemed really fun. Seemed like a good supportive environment to be doing a lot of writing because writing is a very solitary task. And yeah, even though I won't be writing a novel, I like the idea of making use of that like general theme of a writing month for making progress on what I want to write. And I want to end the year with a proposal and perhaps like a couple of chapters written for my book. Some other things that I want to do to combat overwhelm this year is, first of all, be really selective with what opportunities I take on. So I already have talked about this in my 5 years on YouTube video about my new approach to sponsorships, where I will not let a brand sponsor me if I don't already know and use their product, because if it's a completely new brand, even if it's going to be great, I still have to take the time to like try it out and like get to know it, work it into my routine, you know, before I could make a video about it. So yeah, this just makes it easy. And the same for going on trips, like to conferences or anything like that. If I haven't already been planning on going to it, then yeah, probably will say no to that as well. I know that I could be missing out on a lot of great opportunities with this, but it's just a time in my life where there's other things I want to focus on, you know? So yeah. Gotta find that margin from somewhere, and so this is where I'm choosing to take it from. I think it's going to be a good year. The start of it's definitely going to be busy. There's a lot that I'm planning on doing, as you heard, in that first half, but it'll free me up, you know, and have things in place, basically setting myself up for the rest of the year to focus on getting some much bigger things done that are going to be like years in the making, you know. I keep focusing on projects that are short and like, you know, could be done in a condensed time frame, and I just want to work on some stuff that's a bit bigger, you know. So yeah, next year is about starting that journey and making sure that in my career I am going in the direction I want to go and making sure it's filled with the things that I want it to be filled with. So that's my approach to 2019. Striving for balance. We'll see if I can do it. You'll no doubt be kept up to date on that in my vlogs and things like that, which will be coming back for sure. I'd love to hear about what your plans are for 2019. Is there a specific project you want to get done? Is there like, I don't know, an overarching theme for the year that you want to have? Tell me about it down below in the comments. I think it's really good to voice your goals out loud, because I think if you keep them in your head, then it's easy to A, forget about them, and B, not focus on them as much, or like actually come up with a plan for how to achieve it. I feel like once you say something, once it's written down, that's when you actually treat it as important. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening to me ramble. This is a long video to come back with, I know, but I did miss you. I missed talking to you. And I hope you enjoyed watching it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And let's go have a great year, everyone. It's going to be good. I can feel it. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.